Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners. Best Cord Cutting TV, Buforge Tax Preparation, Bravos Restaurant Bar, Casa Santonieta in Guilapa, El Rey Bar and Grill PV, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Monzon Brewing Company, Owners Reps Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, PV Dental Avant-Garde, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together Monday through Saturdays, live on YouTube and live on Facebook. Today, it's Tuesday, November 4th, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. I have interesting news, and I have a new friend to introduce you to, an event organizer I had the pleasure of meeting just a few weeks ago, but we didn't sit down and have a nice conversation until he stepped onto the spotlight last week. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let me first welcome everybody and let us dive into the news that I have to share with you. Let's go there, in fact. Let me get rid of this. There you go. So, on November 2nd, Civil Protection and Fire Department personnel from Puerto Vallarta accompanied the more than 40,000 locals who visited municipal cemeteries to remember and pay tribute to their loved ones. 40,000 people went to local cemeteries over Day of the Dead weekend, and it's a good thing that it was an uneventful weekend. There were no incidents of any kind. But of course, we cannot say the same thing of our lovely neighbors in the municipality of San Jose del Valle, just north of the Ameca River. Outrage and surprise erupted among visitors of this cemetery when a 200 peso fee was charged per person on the weekend to attend. Tómala! Relatives and family members denounced the ejido for profiting from the high attendance at the cemetery, as an entrance fee had never been charged before. The measure was widely condemned as an abuse by many attendees. Apparently, the people that run the municipality eventually came out and said, well, it was supposed to be voluntary. Voluntary or not, cemeteries are not places where you pay for the privilege, at least not locally. Anyhow, it's over, and hopefully everybody had a good Day of the Dead weekend. In other news, we reported just a few days ago that the governor of Nayarit said that the new Comostela-Tepic highway was not being inaugurated because President Sheinbaum was busy. But now it turns out that one of the most anticipated infrastructure projects in Nayarit is not even ready for its inauguration. Although the opening had been announced for the end of October, work continues on several sections, and it has been confirmed that it will have at least 2 toll booths that are not even constructed yet. Again, I look at it from the positive side and figure it must be a matter of days, if not weeks, and pretty soon we'll be able to head north a lot faster than we used to. And those are the 3 bits of news that I have to share with you today. Let's see what Snarky Weatherman has to say this morning. And, oh yeah, that is sad. Former Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney, passed away. And here's your weather. 29 degrees out there right now. Humidity is at 63%. Our weather forecast for this morning indicates that we're going to have a humid day with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 23. Tomorrow, Wednesday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, with a high of 32 and a low of 23. And then Thursday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 31 and a low of 22. Yay. Cooler weather is here and it's here to stay. Moving right along, I have to say that at 10 o'clock this morning, I did hear some sirens. Did you hear any sirens? I heard sirens right at 10 o'clock sharp. So I assume they had something to do with the tsunami drill that was scheduled for this morning. So if you are close to the tsunami alarm towers, just confirm that you heard something. And I will assume that the alarms, the sirens that I heard, were indeed related to this. I also want to clarify something from yesterday. Yesterday we talked about Lucha Libre, but for better or worse, I found the Facebook event from last year. This is the updated event. The event will take place on Domingo or Sunday, December 7th at 5 p.m. at La Lija. We've been a number of times. It's a lot of fun. And if you haven't, it is really a rite of passage that you might enjoy. And of course, I want to tell you about this event. Brewmasters Puerto Vallarta is coming back. If you're a beer lover, can you imagine an event where you can sample as many as 50 different Mexican craft beers? Well, you don't have to imagine it because it's coming up on Saturday, November 15th, and Sunday, November 16th. And here to tell us all about it is my new friend, organizer Edgar Cisneros. Before I show you the interview, I must give a big shout out to our dear friend and community partner, Lawrence Goodwin, because he introduced me to Edgar one day. Lawrence, who owns, along with his wife, El Rey Lounge, they also own the office in Versailles. So one day he reaches out to me and says, "Hey, come have a cocktail. I am bartending at the office." So I got there, and he was sitting there with Mexican buddies that I didn't know, and he was hanging out with all these beer and liquor purveyors. And that's where I met Edgar, and I found out that he was the organizer for this upcoming Brewmasters event. And he came to an interview, and he was just absolutely wonderful and prepared, and he was just awesome. So let me show you the interview, and I will meet you afterwards. So we're back here at the Spotlight, and I'm sitting with Edgar Cisneros. And who is Edgar Cisneros? He is responsible for organizing all kinds of beer events and other interesting and fun events in Puerto Vallarta and other places. Edgar, how are you today?
Very good, Paco. Thanks for having me here at the show. Hi, everyone. I'm very glad to be here for this interview and to invite you all for the 8th edition of the Craft Beer Festival, the Brew Master.
The Brewmasters.
Brew Master Festival.
When is the Brewmasters Festival?
It's going to happen on November 15 and 16. It will be right in Parque Parota. We have a new location. For the last 2 years, we were Parque Hidalgo, right here in downtown. But now for the first time, we're changing location to Parque Parota, which is beside Hotel Puerto de Luna, between Hotel Puerto de Luna and Plaza Caracol. It's perfect location. I guess we all know the main avenue.
It's a very popular location. I'm sure that people would be able to find it. Now, what can the viewers find at this event?
Well, on this edition, we're having 13 breweries. Most of the breweries are from out of Puerto Vallarta. Most of them Guadalajara. We have one from San Miguel de Allende, San Luis Potosí. We're having also beer from Baja, from Ensenada, pretty much, which is basically one of the most popular in all Mexico. When you talk about craft beer, Ensenada, Tijuana, Mexicali, all that area is like one of the most representative areas. So we're gonna have craft beer from Ensenada. We're gonna have also from Morelia, Michoacán. So interesting, special beers. We're gonna have more than 50 different type of beers.
And these are all Mexican beers.
All Mexican breweries.
All Mexican breweries.
See, we have all microbreweries and small breweries. We have nothing big. I mean, no, we have nothing big. It's all microbreweries.
So let's give some context to the viewers, because you and I know that Mexico is a rich producer of microbreweries. We also know that the path for microbreweries in Mexico has been very challenging because of the big cerveceras, the big companies trying to stop the smaller producers
Claro.
from reaching the market. Do you know any of that background story?
Well, it's happening now. For example, Corona, bueno, which is Grupo Modelo,
Sí.
Y Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma, the guys they make Tecate, 2X Lager, etc. So in Mexico, there's two big corporations. At this time of the story, they are not longer 100% Mexican companies. They've been bought for Heineken. It's Heineken Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma, and the other one it was bought by, I guess, Bud Light, Budweiser. So yeah, no, there are big corporations. We only keep basically the name and the popularity. Corona is still the most sell in the whole world. But yeah, talking about the small breweries, it's been a hard process, no? Because of course you need some money to build the infrastructure, to start with 500 liters, etc. And then you need to commercialize, you need to put a label, name, you need to come up with some marketing, sales strategies, etc. No? So it's not an easy path, honestly. But for those, they are committed. I mean, my respect, because the quality, the flavor, the aroma this is all about the festival. For you to try something unique and organic, I might say natural, that's the whole essence, no, for people to really smell what's a good beer. And even when it's from Mexico, no, if you are on vacation, you're gonna stay for a few months during the season, which is about to start the winter, the cold weather in the north. Well, this is what we love to do, to share this part of the Mexican beer culture.
Claro. Now, why, you may know the answer to this question or not, but why do you think it is that, I mean, people love dining out in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, we have a ton of restaurants, but surprisingly enough, not every restaurant bothers to carry a lot of microbrews. Why do you think that is?
I guess it's something trendy, no? In Mexico, wine used to be too popular. Now more restaurants they have wine. There's actually very good Mexican wineries, right? But what about the craft beer? Craft beer is the next step. When you're talking about food experience, pairing, etc., craft beer. I mean, can you imagine seafood, aguachiles, ceviches, with a nice craft beer, an IPA, lager, or something fresh, bubbly? So craft beer is just the next level. I guess there's different people selling craft beer in Puerto Vallarta, like commercializers. These companies, they are step by step. But hey, this is the thing is coming. So most of the restaurants, if restaurant owners will hear this interview, I encourage you to try new things, and not even with the craft beer, because I mean Puerto Vallarta, the weather, etc., is always perfect, for a nice beer.
Claro. So here we have a special event. Yes, let's show it. Here we have a special event where people will have the opportunity to sample more than a dozen beers. You said
More than 50.
50 different types of beers.
Exactamente.
How does it work?
Okay. This year we're having a change. This is the 8th edition. For the first time, and because we're changing the venue, Parque Parota, which is a private location, we're changing the format. This year, we're having an eco-friendly event. This is the steps. You will get to the festival, and you're gonna get your glass. We're gonna have an official glass, and this glass will be printed with the image, a local artist called Rivers. He painted this beautiful piece of art, which is gonna be printed on the glass. So you pay the entrance, you get your glass, and next step, visit the breweries we're gonna have and try anything you want. The breweries are gonna sell samples, 3 ounces, half glass or the full glass. Prices will be 80 pesos for full beer, 100 pesos per medium for a full beer. So basically, any beer you want to try, you get closer to the stands we're going to have. And the VIP ticket, it's even better. You're going to have the official glass plus one craft beer. We're making a New Zealand IPA style in Guadalajara, special for the Brewmaster Festival.
Wow.
So that's included with your glass plus the t-shirt. You choose the size. We're going to give you the t-shirt, of course, with the official image printed in the back. So it's a lovely souvenir for 100 pesos and 100 pesos on pre-sale price. So it's a deal.
Is there going to be any food?
Yes, we're going to have Mexican grill, Argentinian grill, American grill. We're going to have seafood, taquitos Baja style. We're going to have also desserts, fresh cold water, like non-alcoholic beers. We're going to have also pizzas, all kind of tasty different food we're going to have at the festival during the 2 days. November 15 and 16 is 2 days festival, very important. And we start at 1 p.m. from 1 p.m. until 11. So it's perfect timing. Go have lunch, get some beers, come back for dinner.
Qué rico.
Y a bailar, but también we're going to have music.
That's wonderful. So you said VIP tickets.
Sí.
Where are tickets pre-sold? You say preventa here.
Preventa.
Where you can buy tickets ahead?
Okay, you can buy it in Versalles, very popular place, El Rey barbecue bar. You can buy it right there at El Rey. There's also another convenience spot in Versalles, Barra 322. We have Porquillo Smokehouse. We have also in Bucerías, we have Buclas, the brewery Buclas, right in Bucerías. Also Marcero Pizzeria in Bucerías. So all the information is actually in Facebook, Brewmaster Festival. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook as Brewmaster Festival PV. All the information, all the sales points were already published on the social media. So we have 11 different spots where you can buy your ticket on pre-sale. Very important, yes, 100 pesos or 400 pesos the pre-sale. The day of the event, if you miss and if you couldn't buy it in advance, 150 pesos the day of the event and 500 pesos, right?
Okay.
A small increase, still a very good deal for you to enjoy more than 50 different type of beers, guys.
Excellent.
The
This
food.
sounds wonderful, Edgar.
Sí, we're gonna have
Are
lots
we
of food.
missing anything?
We're missing, I want to thank to Rivers, the local artist who paint this, who designed it. It's a lovely piece of art. This is actually the flyer. You're going to see this flyer. It's basically like a postcard. The quality, everything is made for you to keep it.
It's beautiful.
So you're going to see this flyer around in Old Town in different bars, restaurants. We're going to start with the promotion. You're going to see these posters, of course, around in the corners, in the poles. With the QR code, scan the QR code, it sends you to the WhatsApp business, where is the phone line where you can get more information. So please, guys, I truly encourage you to join us on this 8th edition of the Brewmaster. Will be awesome. The weather is changing. It's getting more fresh in Vallarta. We feel it. So hopefully there will be an interesting weekend.
Edgar, thank you so much for coming. I see you're wearing a Feria del Taco t-shirt. Is that your baby too?
It's also one of my babies. I started in 2015 with Festival del Ceviche y Aguachile.
Yes.
Followed by La Feria del Taco, also in 2015. Then the Brewmaster, this baby came up in 2017. I also organized Sabores de Vallarta.
Yes.
Alma de Agave is coming in February, a whole Agave Spirit Festival. Wow. Amazing. That will be a big celebration. So all eight festivals, that's the agenda in the agency from November to July 2026, 8 food festivals.
Well, I want to send a big shout out to our friend Lawrence Goodwin and our community partner of El Rey Lounge for introducing us. And I've been a huge fan of all of these events. We always promote them because I know that they're very, very popular with the viewers. So I thank you again, Edgar, for coming to the spotlight. Whenever any of those events is getting near, please come back and tell us all about it.
Thank you, Paco, for the invitation, for the space to share with people about this tasty festival, refreshing festival in this case.
Absolutely.
And I'll be so glad to come by in the next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paco. Bye, guys.
So how fun is that? And I say that only because for years I have been mindful of Edgar's events, and they're very, very successful because he provides these outdoor opportunities for people to try all this wonderful food. And it was such great serendipity that we got to be introduced, and I am looking forward to learning more about his projects. And I'm definitely going to be there to drink some beer. And I might add that Edgar and I may be working on an interesting drinking music event. We're still fine tuning some details, but I'll be happy to tell you about that hopefully sometime soon. And speaking of music events, one more look at this and then a little bit of commentary about it.
The violin can sing, it can cry, it can soar higher than any other instrument. And when a composer gives it center stage, something extraordinary happens. The violin concerto isn't just music, it's drama, as gripping as opera, as passionate as any love story. A dialogue between one voice and an entire orchestra. On Thursday, November 6th, music storyteller Paco Ojeda invites you to Strings Attached, Essential Violin Concertos. From Vivaldi's fiery brilliance to Beethoven's nobility, Tchaikovsky's passion, and Barber's haunting beauty, this journey through 10 timeless masterpieces reveals why the violin concerto remains the ultimate showcase of virtuosity and emotion. 3 centuries of music, 10 unforgettable concertos, 1 unforgettable evening. Join us on Thursday, November 6th at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Tickets are 300 pesos per person, available at the front desk.
And can I just say it's going to be a lot of fun? First of all, if you're not a symphony goer, you will learn about the experience of going to the symphony. If you are not familiar with concertos in general, we'll talk about why concertos are full of drama and exciting action, and they're just great opportunities to enjoy watching a soloist dialogue and represent us as he or she defends the musical part as a soloist. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little irreverent, but it's going to be very soulful. Now, let us take a quick look at your comments. I see good mornings and I love reading them. And I see some reactions to the siren. So at least we know that that was the official Tsunami chingadera. And some of you even mentioned that the announcement was made in Spanish and English, which is nice to know. Never knew that they actually made announcements in English. Oh, Laura. We have both snowbirds and snowflakes arriving. Yes, everybody's starting to assume their position. So it is absolutely wonderful. Let's see. You know, I so appreciate that you enjoyed Edgar's interview, because I thought he gave a great interview as well. He was organized. He was prepared. It was a delight. So I'm happy you enjoyed that. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I thank you very much for joining me as always. This afternoon, I will be interviewing Empress, who's going to talk about some live shows, and I'm going to interview a former contestant of What a Drag. So we get to find out, I think, all the details about what it's like to be a straight man transformed into a drag queen to raise money for a good cause. That's what happens for me this afternoon. If I don't see you at the joint, I'll see you tomorrow morning here for more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Have a great Tuesday. Oh my God. No, my interviews are tomorrow, not today. Today is only Tuesday. Anyhow, I'll see you tomorrow morning for more coffee and more headlines. Have a great day.